Hello, traders. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, depending on when you are watching this video. In today's video, I'm just going to show you how you can analyze your chart. Either you are a new trader, you're an old trader, how you can analyze your chart and then make profits like this, and how you can also use a software to also analyze the same chart. The software will analyze the same chart, and it's going to make you good results like this. So these are just today's results on boom and then gold. I'm going to take you to the chart now and then show you how the analysis looks like and how the software also analyzes the charts for you, while you just take your entry level, your stop loss level, and then you take a profit level. Is that clear? So make sure you watch this video to the end so that you don't miss any part of the information. Hello guys, so welcome to the chart. Here's the chart. Please make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm going to show you how you can analyze your charts manually. If you understand what I'm going to be doing here, you can do it manually. And then if you are a busy type or you are still battling with how to understand entry and exit, then I also have a software that I'm going to use to explain. Probably you might be interested. So now let me start with the first pair here, which is gold. Now, if you check the dashboard right here, we have different information for different time frame. Now, the first time frame, which is the higher time frame, is the 4 hour. That is based on my selection. I can decide to select other time frame, right? So you can choose to select other time frame. Probably you are a swing trader. You like analyzing your chart from the weekly, daily down to the 4 hour. There's no issue. You can do that in as much as you know what the whole structure is all about. Now, this is on 4 hour time frame. It has information. The first information there is the trend. It's telling us that price is bearish on the 4 hour time frame. Then the BOS currently here. Now it's not showing BOS because I think it's about changing from bearish trend to a bullish trend. I'm going to show you from the other software I'm going to use for those of you who are going to be interested in the manual method. So it's telling us that price has been bearish since it broke a structure. This break of structure here at the other end was bullish. I'm going to show you a screenshot where I took one of the trade signal, right? So this BOS here is a break of structure. A higher low lower high was broken, right? Which indicates a change of character from bearish to bullish at first. So then the H1 was able to identify that the move is a pullback. You can see it tells us that it's a bullish pullback, right? While the other time frame status also is bullish, and then we have a break of structure too. So the break of structure and the trend is there, and if there's a pullback, the software has ability to share you the kind of pullback if it is a bearish pullback or a bullish pullback. Then aside that, it gives you entry level, and these entry levels are usually pending levels. It can be a stop, buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, or sell limit, whichever one the trade has analyzed, the chart has the software has analyzed. So it's going to give you your entry point, your exit point, which is your stop loss, and then your TP, that is your take profit level as well. So yours is just to look it when price gets to those key level it has highlighted for you for entry, exit, and then TP. You just fix them, then you leave the trade to run. Now, it is using 1:2 risk to reward, right? It is using 1:2 risk to reward. That means every analysis is going to give you is going to be based on ratio 1:2 risk to reward. Exactly. So let me just give you some details about the entries, and then before I show you the one I took at the early hour of today. Now on the H4, it says that we should place a sell stop if price get to this level. That means if price decide to continue to drop, then it get to this level here, we can use a sell stop to take a sell, then we'll continue to sell all the way down. That is on H4, and currently price is not at that point now. While on the H1, it gave us a bullish pullback level, which this one has played out. It was on profit. And this was the buy limit entry 3274.60, the stop loss 3247. Okay, it's as if this must be a new one. Let's check the current high of the market. Let's see the level that is there. 33. Okay, this is the previous one. So this one is not current, because the current high now is around 3357, and this one is 32. So it's already, this has played already. It has played out already. Okay, this current one, this is the 15 minutes time frame, is the one that has the current entry level. So he's saying that you should put a buy limit here, that if price should breaks above this point, it gives you your stop loss, and it also gives you your TP point. So this is a buy stop signal. This 15 minutes is still current. The H1 is already gone, and then probably if price keep dropping on the H4, this is for future purpose. So you can use it. Probably before then it might change based on what price is doing. So as at when it gave this entry, it was because price was very close to that zone. That's why it gives you that prediction, that entry and stop loss and TP. So the H1 is already out, and the 15 minutes, this should be the second one, because the first one I used for entry also played on profit. That was what you saw in the beginning of this video. Exactly. Now, how do you know this, if this information are right? Now, I have, for those of you who have the software, I gave you other software which you can use to check the details. How true are those BOS, the trend and whatsoever. Now, if you check here, these blue marks, these blue lines are the 4-hour level. That means the high and low. Then the red ones are the H1 levels, right? The H1 levels. Is that clear? So those are the H1 details on the other end. So now, we are told that price is bearish, and you can tell that even me looking at it from here, you can see that price is bearish all the way down. We have been selling throughout, I think since last week. Price has been dropping back to back on gold, and then recently price turn around, then broke above. So this is where the software was able to sense that there's a pullback on the H1, which it notified us on the other end. Immediately price broke above this higher. In fact, this was the first point. Immediately price closed above that higher low, then it's a signal, right, that price is buying bullish. And if price is going to be pulling back, now the first key level that is going to be that's going to serve as a barrier, or a break for it not to go, is the H4 higher low. So you can see immediately it alerted and told you that there's a pullback, right? There's a liquidity that is resting here. For those of you who did liquidity, who understand liquidity, you should know that. So it's telling you that since we've identified a pullback, which key level can probably hold price not from buying more. This is the first one, because definitely price will come here, take out liquidity. If it's going to continue to buy, then we focus on the other point. That is why the 15 minutes now is telling that if price should close above this point here, that there's probability of buying. So the next target of exit should be around this one. So you'll be getting other entry up to this level, because these are areas where price may likely reverse from. So this is how that other software works. But if you know how to do your structure, or you know how to mark your structure on your chart correctly without any form of mistake, then you should be able to do it. And then when price get to those area, you trade it on your own. Is that clear? So what makes the whole thing goes well is our ability to understand where price is reversing and where price is heading to. For price to move from point A to B, something must have happened. Liquidity must have been taken out, right? Immediately liquidity is taken out, then we start seeing a reversal pattern. But not everyone who can digest those information very fast. So that is why all this information is what the other software is using to operate, which is this one here. That is the information it's using to operate. That is why it has ability of making you more winning compared to, I'm not saying it is 100%, but certainly if you understand trading very well, mere looking at the analysis I just showed you and the one is on on the dashboard currently, you should know that this thing is not just the software is not just anyhow software that gives entry and exit without um, deep analysis. So the software has ability to analyze the chart on its own. You are not doing it. Already I've programmed it to work that way. So it's going to analyze, then give you possibilities of entries and exit and telling you if the kind of entry you should be. Now, the last signal, which is on the M15 on gold currently, is stating that we should put a buy stop here, right? That we should put a buy stop. Immediately price get there, it's going to trigger that entry. Then the SL is going to be there. Why the TP? Now, why is it telling us that if price should close above here and continue, then it knows where it's going. So this TP now, if we should go and check where this TP is within between the midpoint of that lower high. So with the TP, let's check something. Let me quickly check the digits. Let's see where. So it's around 3425. So let's go to the other software that I showed you not quite long ago. So let's 3425. That is the TP, right? So let's look for where 3425 is. 34 3425 3425 3425 34. In fact, it went above this point because I told you it's using um ratio 1 to 2 as TP, right? It's using ratio 1 to 2 as risk to reward point. 342503. So you can see, and the reason why it's above there is targeting the liquidity resting on that high. And when price goes above there, automatically the trend also will change bullish on your H4. If price should close above here now, it will start reading bullish. The BOS will start reading a green bullish BOS. The reason why it's not reading is because price is still very bearish. So the information we utilize it based on the pull back. Every entry was based on this H1 pullback. So you might decide to ignore this one until any other one is printed outside this, then you can take your entry. Why? Because when you check here where price is now, right? I'm not saying price can't keep buying. It's as if price is at a flip zone. For those of you who understand trading very well, it's at a flip zone. But if we check very well, for those of you who do what is it called, the SMC trading and format, we also have a supply zone or a bearish order block, which we also expect price to come and mitigate. And price will not just mitigate it and start selling. Definitely, it's going to do one or two magic. That means take out profits. They're going to manipulate some traders around this zone before price start dropping. But whatever be the case, if you still wish to go with the M15, you can wait and watch what price is going to do around it. Because if price should close above here, definitely it has converted this zone to a breaker block also, because here is also a block, but you call it an inducement. Any move that didn't tap into the main supply zone or bearish order block are inducement. So there have been induced many traders that price is going to sell from here. Many traders have already even placed they've modified this level down to their 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame. Then they'll place sell, believing price is going to go down, and the next thing price is going to break and sweep them out of the market. But that is not why we are here. The information is ability to mark structure on your chart from your higher time frame down to a lower time frame. Then use that information for your entry and exit. Exactly. You can use how to use that information for your entry and exit. So this is one. You can see if you are not, even though you don't have the software, you don't plan using software, in as much as you can highlight areas like this on your chart using this kind of format, definitely you should know that immediately price close above your higher low is a signal that there's a momentum of there's a bullish or buying momentum. So on the break and retest, price decided to go all the way up. So from there, from this point, you can start looking for buy opportunity on your lower time frame. Exactly. So that is that on the gold. So you've seen how I took the entry. Now let me show you the. I think I screenshot. I screenshot the. I screenshot the entry, right? Okay, this is it on gold. This is it. This was the entry I used. At that time, it's a buy stop. Let me zoom out a bit so that you can see it. Now it gave me the entry was 3321.02. Then my stop loss was 3302.20, and the TP was 3343.60. So which I after doing these same check-ins, I see it's very okay because the pullback is what we are trading. So we have to buy alongside with the pullback. So that was why I took the buy, and believe me, I didn't even encounter any drawdown much, and price went straight to hit the take profit. So that is that on gold, right? Now let's continue with others. Okay, I took other one on boom 1000. So let's see what happened on boom 1000. Before then, its price has indicated that we are bearish and we have a bearish BOS. Sorry, a bullish BOS. Now you see that it's a bullish BOS, right? But the bullish BOS was not in green. Why? Because it's just a change of character first, right? This is just a change of character. And as at when I took this entry, even the H1 was a change of character. Though it didn't tell if it was a pullback at any point. It was the 15-minute time frame, right? It was the 15-minute time frame information I used for the entry. So I think I also screenshot that one so that it doesn't look like I'm giving you false information. So let me check. I screenshotted everything as at when I was about sending it to the chat. So I pray I get it fast so that we continue from there. Oh, this is on VIX. All right, this is boom 1000. Now let me zoom out a bit for you to see the signal. I don't know if you can see it, but it was a buy limit I used as at when the signal pop up so that you don't get confused. So it gave me a buy limit of 16483.5. That is the entry. 0.5711. Then my SL and my TP. I only added the TP on one because I believe market is going to buy after checking what price has been doing and the way it has reacted on the H1 character change of character. So that's why I was able to hold it, and truly price keep booming all the way up, right? So it was that software. I think I sent this to my channel as well. So on WhatsApp. But it was the early hour of the day when that signal popped up. So currently now, the only signal available on boom 1000 is we have a BOS which is bullish on the H1, but it's ranging. That's why, since it's ranging, it's not showing anything. So the H1 and the M15 seems to be ranging exactly, while the H4 is giving us a sell stop. That means if price breaks below this limit, we should take our sell, which I expect to be very down. I should be at the bottom of this chart or the lower axis. Now let me show you this software. This is still on H1, right? Now why do we get that bullish BOS on H4? It was because of this move. Yeah, this is the H4 lower high. So immediately price broke above it. That's why it signals that is why it signals that that's why it signals that break of structure on boom 1000 on the 4 hour, because price broke above that point. Initially it was a bearish BOS towards the downside, but nearly price break above it. Now it's now reflecting as bullish break of structure. Then on the H1, we also had our first change of character was around this point, right? Our first change of character was around this point. So likewise our M15. So immediately price started giving us higher low here. I think that was why the indicator was able to give us a sniper entry pullback. And immediately price was tapping to that zone. Boom, it started booming all the way up. So even on that same play, I didn't experience much drawdown, right? I didn't experience much drawdown. But one thing I want you to understand again is that most of the time it is usually safe to see the H1 pullback, right? Let's go back. It is usually safe to see your H1 giving you a clear pullback. That means bullish against bullish. Even though this one is bullish and it's red, it still shows that price is down. Then you can identify a key level where price is going to mitigate on the H4. If we go to our H4 now, we should be able to see where price is going, right? We should be able to identify where price is going, or probably price came to retest this breaker block here, because definitely there should be a breaker block around this zone, which maybe price probably came to mitigate. Then it might break above it, otherwise it might go down. If price should break above it, then we can start expecting seeing more bullish move, and then a change of character on the M1. That means a pullback signal from the H1 rather. So whatever be the case, this is the format. But if you are to trade it manually, in as much as you are able to identify this move, now you might miss those ones that I took early. It was because the software was smart. You might miss those ones I took early, but nevertheless, immediately here you can see price seems to react at this point, and then immediately you break it. You can see this was a retest. If you are a good trader, you should know this was a retest. So immediately price break above this, it converted it to a breaker block, right? For those of you who understand what I'm saying, converted it to a breaker block. Even right from here, we start having a breaker block. Immediately price break above this, what is it called? Your lower high on H1. We started having a breaker block from that zone, right? We started having a breaker block because initially it was bearish. So price came. This is why this was the retest. Price broke structure, then came back to retest it. It was unable to go down below the previous one. Then we start gaining a momentum. Higher lows was what first pop up. Came down, then gave a buy signal in that software. But whatever be the case, even if at all you are not using that software, immediately you are able to mark out your structure correctly. Are you getting me? Once you're able to mark out your structure correctly, synthetic indices will have nothing to do with news. So what matters most is your structure, and then probably your liquidity areas. So until you are able to mark out your structure, only this pool that broke and closed above has shown that there is a momentum, right? Has indicated that there's a momentum and there's a pressure price to go up. So from here, you should be able to risk it, because automatically we are now using a bullish breaker block from this zone as entry, right? We are using a bullish breaker block from this zone as entry. So you see that trading can be simple and at the same time can be very, very difficult. So that is why people decide to venture into smart tools that can assist them in analyzing the chart. So that is that on Boom 1000. Let's now go to, I think I wanted to share that, okay, on VIX 75. On VIX 75, it gave us a signal, a buy signal, which is a buy limit. And I think the way price is moving now is approaching our stop loss, right? Yeah, and I'll tell you the reason why, so that should in case you are among those who are using the software, you should know how to go about it. Let's go to H1 and let's start with our analysis from there. All right, let's start our analysis from H1. Now from the H1, at first we have a bullish BOS, right? We have a bullish breakup structure. Then we're able to identify a pullback, right? Then let's start with the H4 on that crash. So where was that bullish BOS? Where did it come from? This is it a change of character on the H4, right? This is the change of character on the H4. So immediately it changed character. Even before then, prices on the H1, price has broken the lower high. So everything has started from the H1 here. But immediately it broke that point. It gave an entry signal. Immediately price got here, right? Immediately price got here. The one I saw, I don't know if there was anyone before then. So, but the one I saw, it gave an entry signal here. Immediately price top here, and it gave a signal, a sell limit signal. Immediately price came here, a sell limit signal. Let's go and check the digit. It gave a sell limit signal. I don't know if, I believe it should still be current. It should still be current on VIX 75. So it gave a sell limit signal. I'm sorry, buy limit signal, not sell limit. You can see it gave a buy limit signal 99088.17. That is why you if you are going to be using the software, you need to watch where price is and where price is heading to. So at that point, if you should identify where this signal comes from, this 99, let's check 99088, 99088, 9908088. So this is it. This was the buy limit. It was around here, this point. So immediately it gave us that signal that if price comes back to that point, we should buy. And indeed, when price came to that zone, price did what? Price buy all the way up, because we are doing what is a pullback. And now where is price going? Since price has taken a buy from here, now this is where you come to your H4. When you come to your H4, you should know that here is also a very critical zone, right? There is a very critical zone. So I think some of you have been following up this signal not long before now, and I told you the pattern we should have used to take your sell entry. So when you come, let's come back to this chart and let's see something. Let's go back to our H4. Now, I told you that this zone is a very critical area because it's more or less like the supply zone that led to the move towards the downside. So we definitely expect price to react from that zone. That means price to what? Sell all the way down. So the last buy we took, which is the buy limit, was at that zone, was already at this entry, right? Was at this entry. That was why you can see price even tried to push all the way up, but being the fact that that was its main supply zone and liquidity has been taken before the move, so price has to react or respect that zone. Is that clear? So it's not that maybe the analysis was wrong, but due to the pressure at that zone, so you are going to be filtering your entry. Make sure that any entry you are taking is not closer to your key area in your H4. That was why I was also talking about this VIX, sorry, this gold right here, this gold entry that we had on M15, right? So we know when we check the H4, we know that we notice that that area is also a very key area that price will drop. So if price have hit, maybe price hits, let's say price come back, this is on H4, price made a pullback, right? Price made a pullback to this point again and activate your entry. You can see it's going to give you a kind of drawdown before it's going to. Make sure that your entry are not very close, either your buy limit or sell limit, buy stop or sell stop. Just watch. Even though it gives you, can let price immediately you notice a bullish close above that zone and it has converted that zone into a breakout zone, then you can activate. Though sometimes price may not drop. It all depends on the movement of the price, but it is safe. It is more safer to identify the entry even before price get to that point. Exactly. But mind you, before this time, the what is it called? The gold has given series of signal, right? Both on the H1 and on the M15. Before price even attain this level, it has given a good signal that if at all you eventually joined any of them, you will have made a good profit before any kind of move. So it is assured that you are going to make more winning compared to losses, because this is not just giving you signals anyhow, right? It does not just give signals anyhow. And avoid what is it called? Avoid greed. Try as much as possible to avoid greed, so that you don't end up losing your equity. So not only on gold and all this pair, we also have another one on Euro USD, right? So Euro USD gave signal at the early hour of today. Let's check the H1. 1182. So this, I think, from my when I checked this entry, it was already on a massive win, right? It was already on massive win. So, and it's also telling you now that it also gave another signal on the M4. That means a buy stop, that you should, when price get to this thing, you should take your entry at this point. I believe it's on already, because 17540, if we should try to locate where 17540 is, 17540, I'm coming, 17540, 17, so it's exactly around this zone. So the H4 has activated the buy stop, right? So, and you can see the TP is very far. This TP is very far. So you can also check and make sure that where the H4 and signal is being activated is not a critical level. So there's possibility of price coming up, because you can see a good supply zone where we expect price to bounce from at the top, right? And I think that is exactly where the signal is resting, the TP 1.23. So that is exactly where the TP is, right? That is exactly where the TP. So there's possibility of winning this trade again, right? That means after winning the H1, you can still win this H4 entry. This H4, there's possibility of winning that trade again. So that is from the look of things, right? Then GBP USD, though I didn't check much on that chart this morning. Now you say we have a BOS which is bearish. Now you can see that it's a bearish, but the bearish is written in green. Why? It's telling you that there's momentum for buy. There's more momentum on buy than sell. That is why it's on green. So if there's a bullish BOS, it's saying we should use a buy stop when price get to this limit. That means when price hits 13, you should put your buy stop at 137885. So if we should try to identify where it is, I think it should be at this point, 137885. So that is it. He said you should put your buy stop at this point. That price, if price should eventually come here, definitely price is going to go. And if you check the structure very well, we notice that we have a break of structure towards the upside. So probably price is coming to mitigate this demand zone on the M15 H1, this demand zone level here. Then probably price will start pushing all the way up. So, but we notice that others, we don't see their BOS. So it is important so that you don't fall within the range, since price is ranging on your H4 and your H1. Is that clear? So the chances of making more winning with the software is very high. But you just need to check where price is at the point, so that you don't go and you don't go and activate an entry that is going to hit your stop loss easily. Because if price is at a supply zone, right? If price is at a supply zone or a demand zone, and your opposite entry are those zone, there is possibility price will definitely hit, because if the reversal is going to be very massive, it will take you out. But if at all the trend is just continue and the key zones are still far away, then this increases the possibility of you winning those trades. Like what I have on Boom 1000 early this morning, and also on that same gold, and which I believe if I had used the sell limit on a big 75, I would have also made profit. So that is just the essence of this software. So either you are using the software or you understand market structure very well, you can make more winning. So you can also use lower time frame like the M5 for your entry. It's not necessarily it must be M15. You can select any time frame of your choice, but understand what price is doing from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, so that if price is pulling back, you should know where price is pulling back to and how you should take your entry. This time around, you're not doing the analysis any longer. All you just do is to check the key level where the higher time frame, the key level of the higher time frame, like what we had on big 75 now, right? Now you can see that that buy limit that the H4 M15 was giving us was very close to the key level. If it were something around, let's say, even before price got to that point, we would have taken. If you have been following the trade since yesterday, you will have made more winning with it, because this is on 4 hours. So the journey did not start today. It must have started since yesterday. So your winning would have been much more compared to your losses. Immediately price breaks above here is a solid information that the buying pressure has started, right, on your H4. So whatever you are encountering on the way will not take you down. So, and there was other signal I took on crash. That one was a very massive winning too on crash 1000. Can you see? So it was a very massive winning signal for me right here on crash 1000. It was a sell signal even from the daily time frame. Yeah, from the 4 hour time frame, it gives there was an entry around this zone. There was early entry around this zone here on the daily. So you can see the drop all the way down. Then even the H1 also has another entry very close to where the daily is. So this one you are seeing now is telling us that we have a pullback. So where is the key level now where we're expecting price to come? Price may come back to mitigate this zone. So it's telling us that if you should get any buy opportunity now on 15 minutes, you should buy. I believe our exit will not be very close to that area. So these are the kind of signal you should quickly follow up, because already on the M15 price has changed from bearish to bullish. Can you see it? It was bearish initially. Price came, even used here as breaker block, mini breaker block for buy. You can see it retested on it and it keeps going up. So these are the signals you should always watch for, because you know where the H1 M50 H1 key level is. If we should use the other software, we will have been able to identify the H1 key level from there. So these are the things you should consider before taking any entry given to you. Make sure that the entries are not close to your key level of your higher time frame, so that your price or the price doesn't bounce you back from there. In as much as you take those ones that are very sharp, you always meet up with your winning. Is that clear? So in all, you have two ways to go about the analysis. You can do it manually, and then if you probably so wish to get the software, you can use the software, because what the software does is it's going to even give you some signal which have not even been activated, right? It's going to give some signal which has not been activated. So for those of you who got the first version of the software, I already taught you a manual method of how you can use it. So if price get to your key level, there are certain things you should see. A change in reaction can prompt you to take your entry, and even though you still use this one, it is a win-win for you. So that is all I have for you guys. Probably you are interested, you can see here's my WhatsApp number on the screen, +234-8132145098. Right, so you can chat me up, and then we can you can whatever question you have, you can ask me. Is that clear, guys? All right, if you still have question on how the software works, probably maybe you are still not clear, then there's no problem. You can still DM me, and then if you any question regarding trading, just let me know. Is that clear? See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.